Welcome to another episode of the Franchise Academy. I'm Tom Scarta, your humble Franchise Academy host. Thank you for listening in. If you were with me, oh God, 15 years ago in New York listening to my radio show, I appreciate you hanging on for 15 years. And I have one question. Why didn't you buy a franchise yet and get out of that commute? I'm very excited today to have Ryan Akarachi with me. He is the founder of Client Tether. I get points just for pronouncing the name right.
Yeah.
Akarachi. So Ryan helps franchise consultants and franchise organizations with CRM,
Mhm.
so client management. Ryan, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming on the Franchise Academy.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. And I just want to clarify too, I'm not the founder, but I am one of the senior sales directors on the team. So Conrad is our founder. He started the company over 10 years ago. So just to make a clarification there, that's all. Yeah.
Oh no, well, thank you for that. And I'd rather have you on than Karen Conrad anyway. So
But thank you for the opportunity, Tom. It's good to talk to you.
no, it's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. So you guys are based in is the corporate office in Vegas?
No, I'm in Vegas. Our corporate office is based in southern Utah. Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice. Southern Utah, no less. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Client Tether?
Client Tether is a sales automation platform built 10 years ago by someone in the franchising space, a home service franchisor who understood that a lot of home service professionals and people in the franchise industry need a system designed for what they do specifically. And so we really started to work in the home service space early on. We still do, but now we're helping consultants and brokers really develop and grow their business. So what we are is a tool that's designed to help people respond to their leads immediately. It's got a lot of automation built in with text, email, and phone. But we support beyond CRM. So we have a whole team that can write content. We offer virtual assistant services. We have reporting and analytics baked into the system. We have a CRM baked into the system. There's a lot of customization you can do in terms of just customizing your messages, your texts, your emails, and so forth. So we're not just a tool, but we're a team of people dedicated to helping franchise pros really grow their business no matter what they're doing. So,
That's fantastic. I love that. Um, and we all appreciate the help.
yeah.
So in your mind, I got a silly question, but I just because you're inside, but you're on the outside of franchise consulting. In
Yeah.
your opinion, what's the difference between franchise consulting and brokering? Or is there a difference?
I mean, I think there is a difference in terms of the approach, right? For me, and again, I'm not a consultant myself, but I work with consultants. I think consultants are doing kind of your approach, Tom. Like they're really helping someone, guiding them through the process and the decision. And that's where the word consulting comes in, right? It's about not selling or being transactional. It's about helping, listening, addressing fears, guiding them, holding their hand through the process. I think that's more the consulting side. Brokers, maybe they do a little bit of that, but I feel like they're more on the transactional, selling businesses, buying businesses. So I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's more the differentiator. At least I see with consultants I work with and brokers I work with. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but
No, that's pretty. In my opinion, I would say the same thing.
yeah,
It's pretty spot on, and I think that when somebody's looking to buy a franchise, it's crazy not to use a consultant because the service is free, right?
right.
We get paid like a real estate agent. So if somebody bought a franchise, that company compensates us for bringing somebody well qualified.
Yeah.
The thing that's unique, though, I think in some cases, there's some consultants out there um, that actually have a certified franchise executive title,
Mhm.
which is helpful. They're well-rounded in franchising, and that's a good thing. There's people like me who failed in a franchise, and so I bring all that knowledge, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me recently, if you were in a war and you're in a firefight, you're hoping that the person next to you in the foxhole was in a firefight and not teaching at West Point.
Right.
And so I've been in the firefight.
Right.
I have the scars.
Yeah. You've lived it. Yeah.
Lived it, man.
Yeah.
Learned the hard way. I'm from the school of hard knocks,
Yeah.
but I'm proud of it.
Yeah. I think that's the best. I mean, those are the best people to have at your side. The people that have lived it, taken the punches, taken the kicks, and have survived through it, and now they're coming out better on the other
Yeah.
end. So I think that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And I also think it's interesting because like I share with my candidates like, hey, listen, I'm coming with a lot of opinions that come from my experience. And you could take them with a grain of salt. I'll also share with you what's facts and what's my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but I come with that eye, I guess, or that, the way that the lens that see through I see franchising through.
Yeah.
Maybe, not me. Everybody doesn't want that, I guess. They want to look at what they want to look at in regard to businesses. But I'm
Yeah.
like, and I tell people, if people are surprised, I tell 30% of the people I work with, who call me to not buy a franchise. I tell them, keep your job. Do not
Yeah.
buy a franchise, for various reasons. But
Yeah.
but enough about that. I wanted to know more. So client tether. So in your world, what's one or two things people should know? Like if they're not using client tether, like what are they missing out on?
I mean, it's a good question. The reality is there's a ton of sales tools and CRM systems all over the place. I mean, all you got to do is do a Google search and you're going to come up with a billion and you're going to find new ones popping up all the time. I think the problem people have is that they don't really apply a good strategy to a system. So they buy a system and they think I've got a system, but they don't really use it at an optimal level, right? Or they're not using it in a way that is applicable to their particular industry, right?
Mhm.
So, like client tether is not a fit for every single industry. It really isn't. It's built for franchise brokers and consultants and also home service franchisors. But there's certain areas we don't want to really get involved with. We don't really touch on like medical stuff because there's a lot of regulations around that. Insurance is not really a thing for us. But home services, healthcare, I mean, not healthcare, but like elderly care type franchises use us. So I think I don't want to go too off track, but it's really understanding what you plan to do, what your business is, and what system fits your business, right? It's just like buying a car. You've got
Mhm.
6 kids, you're not going to buy a sports car. You're probably going to buy a minivan, right? So you have to decide what fits your business, your process, and your strategy. And you should think about all of that before you drop a penny on buying anything. Think about what am I going to use this for? How am I going to use it? And what tool best fits me? And I think 9 out of 10 people go for the big behemoth like Salesforce, which is not a bad system, but it's extremely expensive and not everybody uses it in a way they should. And they're actually just throwing a lot of money away into a system that they're not using correctly. So
Right.
that's what I see going on. I hope that kind of answers your question a
Yeah,
little.
yeah, absolutely. And your team, coaches people
Right.
on how to use it, right? I mean, you get trained up on it.
Right. I mean, the first line of defense is me. I sit down with someone who's looking at it and I say, look at what do you have now, if anything? How are you using it? What's working? What's not working? Is this going to be a fit for you? And are you willing to apply a new strategy to this system? And then after that, we've got an entire support team that trains our clients and spends at least a good 2, 3 weeks helping them configure and set up and learn the system, and as well as train other people that may be on their team that needs help learning it too. So we take our support very seriously. We're not just a fly by night, buy the system and then good luck, you're on your own. Like we're not that kind of a company. So we really want to support people as best as we can in
So
that
I just have
regard.
to share that, before I got my own CRM, I've been in this role now for 20 years. I mean,
Yeah.
literally this month is my 20-year anniversary
Yeah.
with
Congratulations.
Franchoice.
Yeah.
Thanks. And I mean, for majority of that time, I'm going to say a good 15 years, I didn't have a CRM. And what
Right.
I learned is like, you could see, um, people that are reading your content, people
Yeah.
that are, opening your emails and people that are deleting you and unsubscribing
Right.
and that's like really cool. And then there's the whole drip campaign thing, which I really wanted to touch on for a minute. Like the like people know like this is a canned email, right?
Yeah.
Um, is AI helping? Like, how do you see AI in this whole world now with CRMs and franchising? What's your opinion?
I think it's going to be really more popular in the next, several years. I know people are saying, well, AI is a deterrent because it's robotic and everything. And in some ways that's true, but I think it is applicable in creating content, helping you hone your messaging. Um, I think it needs to be something we get along with and we learn to use in the right places, without saying, I'm going to let AI run everything, because that could be the wrong direction, right? I think we need to treat it like it's another employee or it's another resource for us, and it can be applicable in the right places. Like, for example, we're talking to a company right now that does AI calling, and it literally, I mean, you can call this AI agent and it sounds like a human being. I mean, I talked to one the other day. I asked it, what's your favorite ice cream? What kind of music do you like? And, it gave me responses to it. So, it's pretty amazing what you can teach these AI agents to do. I think, like I said, we want to be careful how we use it, when we use it, because I think in business, and you know as well as I do, Tom, like people want to work with people. They want to work with human beings who have emotions and care about you. So as long as we don't steamroll that, I think we're okay. But if we sit down and try to get AI to do everything, people are going to lose that human connection. And that's the last thing I think, especially in franchising. We do not want to lose that human element, that human connection, which I think is so important.
Totally agree. Like I have an online course where
Yeah.
somebody could learn everything that I ever learned about franchising in this
Yeah.
online course. They could do it at their own pace.
Right.
What I can't do is, unless I talk to the person, is help them figure out exactly which franchise is a good fit.
Right.
And I teach them how to evaluate franchises, how to pick the top performing concepts. But I can't say, here's a list and
Yeah.
have at it. So you do need that person. But I do want to say something that's interesting is that
Yeah.
I'm hearing, like my kids are, well, I don't know what they are, millennials. I mean, they're in their late 20s, early 30s.
Hmm.
They're saying, "Hey, Dad, people people our age don't want to talk to anybody."
Yeah.
And so if you forward that, so now they're, let's say now somebody's 25 years old
Yeah.
and they don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Fast forward 20 years and now they're 45 years old and they want to buy
Yeah.
a franchise. Are they going to try to do it without talking to somebody?
Yeah.
That's, and we don't know, right? We don't know how it's going to
Yeah.
go. Um,
Yeah.
and then of course the robots just may kill us all and then we don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
That's what,
We're not going to be here in 20 years. What's the difference?
right.
Just kidding. I'm
Exactly.
kidding. But yeah.
No, but it's interesting. I mean, I remember my daughter saying that um they love this particular Mexican restaurant, her and her husband, and
Yeah.
they would have it delivered. They would order on the train, and when
Yeah.
they got off the train, they lived in New York. They would pick it up,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're really bummed out because they're not doing delivery. They're not doing Uber Eats or whatever they were doing
Right.
anymore, and because it's expensive. But so I was like, yeah, no big deal. Just call them. She's like, what? Call them? I
Call them.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like
Yeah.
this was like a real conversation. She's like, you want me to call them? Like if it's your favorite Mexican restaurant, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Nope, I'll find somebody else that'll deliver.
Yeah.
Somebody that will take an online order.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, it's an interesting thing. I think that I have a nephew that's the same age, and I think they grew up on less less human interaction, or more of a desire just to get that instant like text or that message, or so that's just kind of where they think. And I think we are going to have to, for younger people in the next 10, 20 years, there's going to be more automation in AI because that's going to cater to that sort of mindset, right? Because they're just not going to want to talk to people. It's a shame because I think there's value in talking to a human being, and it's a great to make a connection. But I think as those people get older, that's kind of their track, that's their mindset, and we
It
have
might,
to
it
adapt
might
to
be,
that.
it might be, but I don't know. It's just, like right now, you don't have to go to a automobile showroom to buy a car. You could do it all online
Right.
and they deliver it to your house.
Yeah.
But you don't get to test drive it. You don't get,
Yeah.
you don't get to, feel, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't do that because I want to do the test drive. I want to look under the hood. I want to do that. But the younger generation, I think, is being kind of taught not to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, so it's just interesting. But as I teach consultants
Yeah.
now, as a senior person in this, I'm teaching consultants. I'm like, you know what? No matter what you do, pick up the damn phone,
Yeah.
then put them in your CRM, and then put them on a drip campaign.
Right.
You're not picking up the phone, the chances of that person buying a franchise through you is almost zilch.
Right.
And so I don't ever want to get out of that habit because so I find myself doing the same thing sometimes. I'll be like, I'll just email the person. I'm like,
Yeah.
so no, no.
Yeah. And that's why I would like client tether. We have campaigns where we can text and we can email, but we also have call automation where the system can actually call your phone to call that prospect. And I think as much as I love technology, I still think we got to have that call. We've got to have that conversation. We got to build that relationship. And all of the other things can support that. You can set up videos with client tether where you send out a video, and you know about this, Tom. You do a lot of video stuff. You can create videos and send them out, and that just builds that relationship and that connection better, and it makes them feel like they are really connecting with you more. And when you put all that together, now you've got a system that works very well, you know.
I love that. So you're saying that if somebody wanted to take, like, say, a Saturday and
Yeah.
record, I don't know, 6 videos, 10 videos,
Yeah.
and then you could upload it into client tether and then push a button and have it go out over time, like an automated email drip.
Yeah, we can create a block editor so that those videos can go into your emails. They'd be like a thumbnail image of the video. They could click on and it would take them to the video. You can host them on YouTube. You could host them on, there's a platform called Vidyard, which is actually free. I think they give you 25 videos free. You can use that. I mean, there's all kinds of video hosting tools out there,
Yeah.
but I mean, imagine just a candidate getting a video introduction from you. Hey, I'm Tom. Looking forward to talking to you, or it's a small thing, but it really makes all the difference when I think it comes to connection and people connecting with you. Getting that video and then a follow-up call and a text. I think it means something to people when you look at the candidate journey and what they want to connect through with you. Yeah.
So how about texting? Do you have that
Yeah.
capability?
Texting is all built into client tether and it's all compliant. And a lot of people don't know there's laws regarding texting that technically you should not be just willy-nilly texting people without consent. Um, there are laws around that, which we make sure all of our clients are completely compliant. If you're using the system to text, you have to be compliant, which means they have to opt into text and they have to be able to opt out of text as well. So we cover all of that. So we recommend a lot of franchisors and consultants who are out there just texting people. Be careful. It's not that you're going to get caught, but if you do get caught, and people have, there's been lawsuits and millions of dollars spent on texting out of compliance. So it's something you really want to be cautious of. Totally.
For sure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, what's one myth about your industry or about, CRMs that you could bust right here, right now?
I think there's a myth that you have to spend a lot of money on a CRM system to get the most out of it. And I think it's not about how much money you spend, it's about your strategy with it and using it correctly. People think they can, I think people have this idea that if they go with a big system like a Salesforce, that it's just going to make their business blow up and be incredibly successful. And not a bad system, but isn't necessarily the case. I think it's about what you're using, your strategy with it, how you're getting supported, and are you using all of the functions at an optimal level, and is that working for you? So I think there's this myth that you need these big box systems and spend a lot of money, and that's just going to guarantee you success, and that's not the case at all. It's all on you, really.
Yeah, that's so true. And so I am a person of analogies. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to think like as a car analogy, right?
yeah,
Salesforce is like, I don't know, the Rolls Royce or the, you know, Lincoln Continental. I don't know what
right.
it would. So how does
It's the
clientele?
Tesla. It's the Tesla of the industry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but no. Yeah. But right.
So
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's like it's the whatever you want to call it. I'm not a supercar guy, but let's say it's in a Cadillac or whatever it is, right? It's not a bad system, and I'm not going to dog on it. I mean, it's a great system, but it's not necessarily built for everybody. But people think that they think that I can just get Salesforce, and that's going to be my answer, right? And I caution against that because you need to look at whether or not it's really going to be applicable to your business. I don't think it fits franchise consultants, and it doesn't always fit certain franchisors.
no.
Some maybe, and some maybe not. So it's really about, like I tell people, sit down and think about what you really need before you drop money into a system, even if you're thinking about client tether. I tell people before you just sign up with us, think about how you're going to use it. And that's part of my job is to help you figure that out. And we'll tell you, whether you're a fit for us or whether you're not. We have no problem doing that. We want to make sure everybody in the franchise industry makes the best decision when it comes to technology, even if it's not us. So
Mhm.
that's what it's all about is just giving you the best advice so that you can make the most informed decision and have the most success with whatever you decide to do.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I think I just came up with the analogy.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a car guy, but
Yeah.
some people know, not everybody knows, like Toyota and Lexus are the same company, right?
Right.
Toyota makes so Lexus is kind of the luxury brand.
Right.
So you don't if you buy, I'm trying to think of brands or models, but I'm just saying you could buy, so Client Tether is like the, well outfitted Toyota
Yeah.
that has all the perks as a Lexus without the price.
Right. Yeah. And I don't want to say I don't want to say I hate saying the word cheap. I mean, we're affordable because
Well,
we
Toyotas are not
believe,
cheap.
yeah, we want you to be successful first and then keep using us. And that helps us, of course, but your success is top priority for us,
Right.
over us, you know, gouging people for packages.
So how can people get in touch with you?
So yeah, they can go to the website clienttether.com. They can email me directly, Ryan at clienttether.com. That's got my email open all the time. They can text me 801-515-3443. If you text me there or call me there, it'll go right into my system. So I'll hear from you. But you can also look me up on LinkedIn. I have my own podcast too, Business Stories with Ryan Argarachi. Um, and as always, Tom, you're a great guy, and I think anybody who was interested in buying a business, they should definitely talk to you. You've got the knowledge and expertise. So I want to thank you for having me on too. So
Yeah.
it's been great.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that, and thank you for coming on. All of Ryan's information will be on the franchiseacademy.com. So check out that contact information, check out their website. It's a really good platform. Like Ryan said, it's not for everybody, but check it out. Ryan, thanks a million. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.